Okay.
And are we live? Or
Yes.
just take?
We're live and streamed. And the, Russ said that people have said that we need to talk into the microphones. Okay, so here we are. Okay, did anybody have any changes to the secretary's two reports? Everybody's all set with them? Okay,
Yes.
okay, good.
I'm not sure Catherine's had a chance to read it. Oh, do we have to turn these on? Or are they automatically on?
I think they're automatically on.
I don't see an on-off thing. Oh, yes, I do. In the back,
Yes.
but it doesn't say on or off. Does it?
No.
Oh, yes, it does. It says off and on. So you've got to push it to the right to turn it on and the light goes on.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Now I hear it.
Now I hear thunder.
Ah. So we can be heard by the crowd back there.
Yes, so make sure you speak into the microphone.
Right.
So my light is blinking red. Is that what yours is doing?
Mine's solid.
It is solid. So,
But it's red.
Yes.
well, why don't you just speak into the phone and
Mine's working.
I'm sorry.
speak into it and see
Speak into the
whether-
microphone and see
Oh,
if
whether people can hear me?
yeah. Oh, I think it is.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, so I looked at the minutes.
Oh, you're all set?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Marty?
Okay. As you, if you did look at this morning's treasurer's report, I had to repair the last month's meeting because I left out the income. Because I had deposited 2 checks last month and I did not put them in. And those checks made a pretty substantial difference because, of course, one was our quarterly, the almost 12.5, but there was also the $1,210, and that was for, as I remember, that was for it was a grant.
The ARPA grant, yes.
Yes. Okay. So anyway, and that's something we haven't decided yet what to do with it.
Yes,
Oh,
I
we did.
spent it.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Okay.
So Marty, the ARPA grant, the town money, the town check, and what was the third thing?
That's all. There's just 2 checks.
checks.
Yes. Okay. So other than that, so basically you should throw out last month's and replace it with this last month's that I just gave you. Other than that, there was nothing really interesting. One of the other things that I have to tell you is that Michael called me. It must have been like 2 days after our last meeting, and I had sent him the check early, but apparently he didn't get it, and he needed to have the check by the end of the month. So I sent him another check, and sure enough, 2 days later, he told me that he got the first check. So I said, fine, just cash that check. So he's already been paid for this month.
Okay.
It's just, the typical post office. You could have walked over to Michael and Loudon. I would have been there soon.
So you told them to keep the second check for
I told him
this
to keep
month?
both checks.
Yeah,
Right.
so.
I told him to keep the first check, which got there later in the thing.
Yes, yeah.
Because actually, the second check I left right here.
Okay.
But nothing else interesting.
Okay.
Do you have a check for me?
Yes, I do. Here you go.
Thank you.
I was gonna give that to you later, but, okay. You want it now?
Check for Catherine for,
$50.
Reimbursement,
Okay.
reimbursement $50, summer reading program, gift certificate, and 1,000 books before kindergarten gift certificate.
And I put that under program. in the- That's where it should be, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay. And, well, anyway, where did you spend money at 1210? How did,
Part of it was Amazon, and the other part, a company called Playaway.
okay. So, how did you pay Amazon?
Well, I haven't paid them myself. I ordered the scanner through Amazon.
Okay.
So-
Okay, so first of all, we haven't gotten the scanner yet, right?
Yes.
We did?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do anything with it till after my vacation, but yes,
Okay.
it came.
I'm just wondering, how am I going to figure out that?
Do you get itemized statements?
Yes, from Amazon, yes,
Yeah. That tell what the things,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So if you see $565, I think,
Which you.
for a scanner,
Okay.
that would be it.
Okay, so that's been paid already?
I have not paid for
No,
it.
okay.
I don't pay Amazon things.
Right, I pay Amazon.
Right, so do you
Okay.
remember $565
Well, what I did,
charge?
what I noticed, when I looked at the Amazon bill, none of it was due. None of it's due until about a day before our next monthly meeting.
Right.
So I'm gonna pay then. But so basically, there should be some way I can figure out how to deduct that from the grant.
I'm not sure what you said.
Well, because I want to show that that's where that money came for the scan.
Oh, okay.
You know, so anyway. I'll
maybe
fig-
make an ARPA account. Make an ARPA line, put in the money, the
Yeah.
ARPA money, and then you could subtract right from the ARPA line.
Okay,
I'm just
that's
a
a good
suggestion.
idea,
Yeah.
yeah.
That reminds me though, when you get the itemized statement that shows the scanner, could you make a copy for me, please?
Oh, sure.
I'll have to submit it.
Oh, okay, yep.
Okay.
And the other stuff, again, you didn't pay for that yet, right?
No, it's, in fact, I think they perhaps have opened an account for this.
Okay,
I didn't have to use a credit card, so.
okay, all right. Well, we'll figure out how to, again, we'll put that under that, right? Okay. All right, nothing else I can think of under the treasurer's report.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions about July or August? Okay. Catherine, director's report?
I removed the porch pickups from the report since I don't think, I don't know, perhaps somebody will want to use it again, what with what's going on with COVID, but at the moment, nobody's using that service, so I got rid of it.
Okay.
I put in the 2019 library visits in circulation
Mhm.
for the 4-week period, just, I think Marty was saying he'd like to see it for comparative
Yeah.
purposes. So circulation was a bit higher than.
But not that much, really, considering.
Library visits were a little bit higher.
Well, it still seems like things are sort of getting a little bit back to normal as of 2019,
Right.
2021.
Right. And I think possibly part of the library visits could be explained by the fact that we had a nice end of summer reading program in 2019, so we didn't have that this year.
How do you think the summer reading program went?
It was a small number of kids, but I think it was very nice.
Mhm.
It was a nice topic, animals.
And this is all Zoom.
No, we
Oh,
did it
did
in
you?
person this
Oh,
year.
okay.
It was a small group of kids, but they were enthusiastic. The ones who came most every week. The volunteers were great, and it was nice. I think some of the kids missed snack time afterwards. And in fact, one of the volunteers brought take-home snacks for them, which I think pleased them.
Sure.
So maybe by next year we can do that again.
Well, let's hope.
But no, I thought it was for being a tiny one, it was a really nice program this year.
And what sort of age group did you have this year?
Again, it was younger than it used to be back in the day. It was preschool and kindergarten.
Do you think some of that is because the kids that are older are involved in sports and other things?
It's possible.
Yeah, just, it's too bad.
I know.
Wow.
What did you say, Catherine, preschool to?
And kindergarten.
Okay.
I think there might have been one or two kids that were
Old.
elementary
Yeah.
school, but they were a minority.
So I would be almost positive that your computer use would have been higher 2 years ago.
Oh, I didn't do,
I know, but it looks, I mean, if you're saying that there were only twice this year
right.
at the computer, I mean, now,
Yeah.
like, they couldn't have used it, you know, like, I don't know, like the first 5 months or so, you know, but even so, I mean, I just remember there were people using the computers, and now it's like next to nothing.
Right, it sort of depends. One year, we probably had a very high usage, comparatively speaking, because we had one person who came in every single week for almost the entire year and used it. When a person like that goes away, it shows up in the statistics.
And then COVID demanded that everybody get,
That's right.
everybody upgraded.
Right.
Everybody got computers because they needed them.
Yeah.
Somebody who was not visiting the library because she didn't want to wear a mask has just started, and she used the computer today, so that brings it up to 3.
Well,
And
okay.
she, in the past, she tended to use it every week, so the figures may go up. But yes, it does look tiny.
And I'm wondering, has there been any use for our, actually, not our computer, but the old meeting house? You know, when, nobody's using that?
No.
And I know that has a lot of information in it. Okay.
I wonder if they're advertising it in a sense so that people know.
Can we advertise it?
Sure. Yeah, it's on our computers. We're sharing. So how do you think your 2022 goals are going? Are you feeling like you're on schedule?
Pretty much.
Okay. Okay, anybody have any questions for Catherine? Okay, all right. Okay, Leslie, want to talk a little bit about Old Home Day when you're finished writing?
Repeat everything I put in my email?
No. Just what you want to share.
After one day of recovery, I felt much more positive about it than I was feeling when I wrote the email, but I just thought, it went well. everybody was the Old Home Committee was very, very accommodating and wonderful. The table next to me was the meeting house, and they were wonderful. They had artifacts on display. They had free vegetables from gardens. I met Mark down there real early in the morning. I set up on Friday night, but then there was some last minute things I wanted to do. I was afraid they were gonna shut the gates, and I wasn't gonna be able to get down there with my car. So all my last minute decisions that I made once I got home on Friday night, I loaded up the car and I went back real early in the morning, and I met Mark Kimball down there. And he told me that he was hoping that he had some time to do some oral histories during the day, since the older generation tends to be at Old Home Day. But I didn't see, I got busy, maybe he did some, I didn't see any occurring. But my point is that they were there. And so 2 of the organizations in Webster were represented, which I was happy about. My recommendation for next year, if we do it, is lots of children's books. Because those are what's mainly, it's geared for the kids. And that's what we really need. I don't think any children's books should go to you when Catherine is doing giving you the boxes of books that you deal with. And then Mark had a wonderful story about, he takes all the children's books that he can get his hands on from the dump. The lady at the dump puts them aside for him, and he takes them and he gives them to his students. And he said that he read an article or some research, and it said that if kids have their own books in their rooms that belong to them, that their reading levels go up 2 years. And he's just committed to bringing these books to school, and he just gives them away. So we have another source to give our young, I think he teaches, I didn't ask him what he teaches. Does anybody know what Mark Kimball teaches? He had Sky, and Sky I would say was it was probably high school or junior high. And he remembered Sky, but anyway, so our book, any children, not children's books, but the young adult
Young
books, they go towards him for his cause.
I have lots of those at home,
Okay.
shelves and shelves of them.
Oh, okay. Okay. But and thank you for your books, because I probably went down with maybe 20. That's maximum 20 children's books, but with your books, I was able to fill up the rug, the blanket that I put down, and they just went like crazy.
Good.
The kids just loved them. So everybody went home with books, and lots of compliments from, David Richardson from the church came over and said, "Thank you for being here." It's like, you're so welcome. It was a really nice day. The music was nice. It was just, for me, it was just it was like today. It was just way too hot to be sitting under a tent. But it was a good day. So we'll start talking about, I will bring it up earlier next year than I did this year, in case we want to pursue that.
When we find out who's going to be on the committee next year, we can make sure we get our name in so that they know we're interested too.
I don't think that's a problem. Heidi Olson seems to be the person that's, and I just started texting her maybe 2 months ago with questions. If I wanted to do the parade, what are the steps that I need to follow? And you just show up at the safety building. It used to be much more complicated back when my kids were in the parade. You had to register by a certain date, and then you showed up at the dam by a certain time, and you were given a disc with a number on it, so that there must have been many more floats back then. And it's just so much simpler now. There was basically one float, it was a snow white float. It was wonderful, and there's all kinds of, but it was a cute little, I taped it. If anybody wants to see it, it's on my phone.
I saw it. I was there with.
Oh, I saw you.
Right.
I was on the other side of the road because I couldn't tape it from where I was standing. So I went across the road, and I was afraid Paxton just loves police cars and fire engines and things like that. So I was afraid he wasn't.
So does Clementine.
So I just was afraid he wasn't going to get there in time. So I said, well, I'll tape it for him. We'll come to find out. Down in my tent, they came down later. He had seen the whole thing. They had pulled in where we put the other library stake over by those trees, and they were sitting on the back of the truck.
Oh, good.
So he did get to see everything. But I do have it on my phone, 3 separate little movies of the, so it went very well.
I thought it was good you took the sign down too. That was nice.
Yeah.
That was a good idea. Good job.
Thank you.
The one that we have out there that advertises movies and stuff.
Oh.
You know, our regular
Oh, yeah.
sandwich board sign. Anything else? Leslie?
No.
Okay. Marty, do you want to talk about the library sign and what
Yes.
has been done?
Yes. I emailed Nathan, and I got a response from him, and he said that this week it is going to be finished.
Wow.
The sign?
Yes.
Great.
Yes. So he says. He said that he has somebody doing the graphics, and he said it should be done by the end of this week. And when we get it, then I'll contact Emmett.
Okay.
And I also did the whole thing with the dig safe,
Okay.
and the reason I didn't do it was because it has a limit of 30 days. So I figured I'll wait until I'm ready to put it up,
Yeah.
and and then they have 3 days in which to look it over.
So you contacted Dig Safe that they're all?
I didn't contact them because
Yeah.
I read through the whole thing, and it's a 30-day limit in New Hampshire. Apparently, there's like Massachusetts is 60 days, but in other words, once they have given us the okay,
You've
which
got
they have to
get
do
it
within
in.
3
Okay.
days, 72 hours after contacting them, then I have 30 days in which to do it. So I figured I'll wait because who knows,
I
who knows
have
how
some
long it
bad
takes.
news, I think.
What?
On Old Home Day, I had come back to bring back the extra books, and I put them in the library, and I was just driving home tired and hot and going slow. I looked for our peg and on this lawn next to these people, and I think they had mowed for Old Home Day, and it's gone. So I turned around and I went to go look to see if our other one was there, and they have put up a tall, skinny marker marking it, and that was still there.
Who did that?
Probably the mower, the person who mows.
Oh.
I'm totally guessing. I don't know. I don't even know who mows it, if the town mows it, or if somebody private mows it for the
Supposed to be
the
somebody
school.
from the
I don't know.
committee, I
But
think.
somebody put almost like one of those poles you have in the wintertime for mowing, for plowing your driveway. So I went back again slowly, and it
Drive
could be
by.
there, but I think they went out to mow, and it was in the way, so they got rid of it. So it might be,
We know where it was.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Well,
I can
I'm
just do
wondering
something
if we
else.
shouldn't have a conversation with them about, it is there. I know 12 feet in alone
No,
doesn't,
That's right, yeah, it's,
but it might be nice neighborly to have a conversation.
who sits it though? Whose land is that?
I don't know. I don't know who lives there, but they're very nice. They gave away a lot. They had a yard sale last summer, and I stopped in and got some stuff for
Oh, you
free.
think it's the
People
cash
next door.
Case.
case?
I don't know whose property that is. It's attached to their lawn. Who does that?
We can probably find out downstairs. who owns it.
We certainly could,
Yeah.
okay.
But our thing, I couldn't locate our thing with my eyes in the car.
Okay.
Anything else about the sign, Marty? Or signs?
No,
Okay.
hopefully it's signs.
Yeah. Well, if
Does
you,
somebody want to claim that? Who's going to talk to somebody downstairs?
I will,
Okay,
yeah.
Nancy will.
Okay, the next one is the landscaping combo garden club. I think the landscaping is sort of on hold at this point. Linda and Susie have done around the flagpole, so that is in, and Linda Clark is taking care of that. She's watering, and she was out there weeding a little earlier. So I think that's going to be a work in progress, which is good, because
Now, there were daffodils there. Did she come across those, or did she just leave those in place?
they didn't do that area. They only did in front of the flagpole.
I think that's where the daffodils were. Do you remember?
I don't remember that, but
They're right up against the, because I was gonna move the daffodils underneath the box to there. And I think they were right there. Pretend the flagpole thing square is here. It's right along this front edge here.
Okay, I don't know.
But they might still even come up.
I would imagine.
Yeah, okay.
So then, I put a query on Facebook, on the Webster page and on the Pillsbury Lake page. And I got a page and a half of people that are interested in a garden club. All of these people are interested, they all made comments. And, you know, people have suggested that we do plant swaps, garden tours. Donna Frost, I think, would make a really good lead person for this. The other person who's very good, I don't know if he'd be willing to speak or not, he lives over on Pillsbury Lake, and he lives on New Hampshire Drive, Jeff Perry. And what he's done is on the front of his home, where it fronts onto New Hampshire Drive, he put in really nice raised beds. I mean, they're like this high. And he gives away all his vegetables. He got over 200 pounds of cucumbers this year. They're all gone. He does tomatoes and beans and everything, and lettuce, and whatever he gets, he just lets people know on Facebook, and he puts it out, and it's gone in a heartbeat. But he also grows in 5-gallon buckets, the big kitty litter buckets. And I think he would be a good person to do a little talk, and that would be a good place to go and visit, and to see what he's done. But he's been a really good addition to our community. I think he's been there for a long time, but I didn't know him. So anyway, I think it's popular.
Would you say there's 22 comments? Is that what you said?
1, 2, 3.
I can look online. I've been following it, so. I can-
30.
30?
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one thing that struck me was, some people wanted it informal and some people wanted a garden club. And I don't really know the difference between each one.
I kind of took the idea that informal means, in the sense that you'd like to show up for a meeting once in a while. And formal means that you're a little more interested in structure. So, you know, people will, I mean, because we've got 30 people here, doesn't mean that 30 people are actually going
Show
to
up.
show up.
Yeah, it sounds good on
Mhm.
Facebook, but
Yeah.
when it's,
But
Work.
still.
Yeah.
You've got
30 's
30 people,
good.
yeah.
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 I mean, if we can get 10 people to show up and be interested in all of that. So where do you want me to go from here with this?
I think we should call a meeting, let's say, I don't know, end of September,
Okay.
you know, something like that. You know, sort of a wrapping up your garden.
Okay.
Um,
Now, do we want to hold it outside? I mean, I'm just, you know, 30 people in here might be kind of,
30 people in here, there's still plenty of room. you know.
yeah, okay.
But
Um,
would you want to do it in a night, or would you like to do it during the day? I mean, like on a Sunday?
I wonder if that should be the next query, okay?
Yeah, why don't you? yeah,
Okay.
Go
All right.
ahead and ask the 30 people.
Okay.
Yeah.
We discussed once again, garden club idea at the trustees meeting. Now we're interested in days and times that are good for you.
Okay. All right. Okay, and I might mention in that we had discussed possibly sometime, first meeting, end of September, kind of putting your garden to bed. And just an informal meeting to see what people are happy to do. I'll pass this along if anybody wants to look at some of the comments. that were-
I've read them all, Nancy.
Okay.
I'm all set.
Good.
So you're gonna put something in, you know, put down not only putting your garden to bed, but putting in also, how about winter garden?
Okay, all right.
That's certainly growing.
Mm-hmm. You're a very persistent fly.
I do too.
Yeah, there's more than one.
Go see Marty.
He's already seen me.
Okay, and that was all I had on the garden club of the landscaping. And I think that the garden club could also help out with landscaping too, like weeding and watering and things like that. All right, moving on to movies. Do you have any more information about what we might be doing?
Well, I'm still planning
The
showing,
17th.
right,
Yeah.
showing Casablanca.
Okay.
Casablanca. And I had a couple of movies that I already picked out.
Okay.
And I can't tell you, one of them is one of them is a nonfiction. And the name, it's Goliath. I can't remember exactly. There was something versus Goliath. And that's one about this farmer, I think it was in Canada, Monsanto.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. And then there's, I can't remember what the other one was, but those are two possibilities.
Okay.
And probably tonight I'll look again,
Okay.
see what else.
Okay. Do we want to set up a certain, I'm just throwing this out there, like the third Friday of the month is movie night, so people can plan?
I would say that's a good idea.
Okay, so,
But the 17th is,
no idea.
is that the
Let's see.
second or third?
No, I like it on the 3rd, because that matches the week that I'm at the library. So if I ever start traveling again, it's the same week that I need to be home.
Okay, September is the third Friday. So do we just want to make that the movie night? It just gives people a chance to
So
plan.
the 17th
Is the third, yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm wondering, Marty, do you think you should do it's too hard to do a query on Facebook on what movies people are interested in, because they have to pick from Swank, right?
Yeah, and it just, I've tried it.
Oh, you did try it?
Yeah. and it was
Okay,
just-
because 30 people responded to the garden club idea. I'm wondering if we'd get some ideas from the public and maybe the attendance would.
But they're all scattered, I'll get like probably 30 different answers.
Yeah.
I did a survey,
Right.
Yeah, I remember that.
Right.
and so we couldn't ask for specific movies, but I did have a whole bunch of categories.
Mhm.
A
And
whole
yeah,
bunch of what?
Categories,
Okay.
do you like historical,
Yeah.
romance,
Yeah.
whatever. And you're right, it was just spread.
That's right. Yeah. And, and I try to, obviously if it were me, they'd all be film noir, But, so I'll just scatter them, some of them really recent movies, occasionally old movies like Casablanca. We'll just, like I said, I have that Goliath movie, that's a nonfiction. So we'll just, who knows? It's like, I'll just pick and choose.
Okay.
I'll take stuff I like and we'll see. And if I don't like it, then they don't show up. Right?
Worked so far. Okay, anything else?
If I remember correctly, the only category that people were not interested in was Westerns.
Do we show up Western?
No, I don't think so, but no, that was one of the categories I asked
Oh, okay.
about, and I don't think anybody did.
Yeah.
Westerns, do they even make them?
Before I forget, Nancy looked at calling the agents.
Thanks. So that's what it was.
Yes, or at least the second time.
Okay, anything else on movies? Okay. Budget ideas for next year. Thoughts? On the back of your agenda, upside down, I just cannot figure out the printer at home. It changes its mind all the time. This is our 2021 budget. And Marty, maybe the next time you can bring where we are at the end of, well, sort of towards the end of September in
Sure.
each of the lines, that would be
Yeah.
helpful. But are there areas in here where we're thinking of spending money? I'm just throwing this out there as an example, like new computers or something like that.
Okay, so the first thing is we are sitting on a lot of extra money, we're up to, what, 152, almost 153. And I remember, I was saying that we should keep like 145 in there, so we should really be thinking then of maybe something that, well, remember like when we had the carpeting, put down, right? That was a substantial expense. The air conditioner was,
Speaking of which,
yeah. What?
the air conditioner's having problems.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine.
Well, does it just need maintenance, or?
Probably.
It
Are
probably,
you ready to talk about it? I had it on
Oh, okay.
my list of things
Sure.
to talk about.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Go ahead now.
Yeah.
Okay, we had it serviced a few years ago because it was doing a lot of leaking inside. At the time it was serviced, the person told me that it was an old air conditioner. It was really at the end of its lifespan, and if
It seems
his
like a pretty
repairs,
short life.
I thought so myself, but I
Yeah.
did look it up, and they do last about 15 or 20 years.
Has it been that long?
He had said 20, and I think it was actually 15, but we're now up. This was a few years ago, so we're up to close to the 20 at this
How long
point.
have I been on the board?
Apparently a long
Yeah,
time.
I guess so.
So he had said that next time it had problems, it was probably time to replace it, or if his fix didn't work. And his fix only sort of worked, and it does leak quite a bit. Right now, it hasn't leaked because I contacted Clough,
Okay.
and of course, it's behaved since then.
Of course.
There's a Murphy's Law to that. But it has been leaking to the point where I'm keeping towels.
Also, it's leaking inside, it's not
Oh,
dripping.
no, it's leaking inside.
Oh.
I'm wondering if yearly maintenance is needed on a thing like that, because I know we just had an issue of Sky's car getting mold in it. And John went out, and it was the air conditioner, the little tube was clogged. And as soon as he cleared the tube, tons of water came out. But once he shot some air in there, it's been running fine ever since. So I'm wondering, not that I'm asking for it to, it's at the end of the life. We've got our money's worth out of it at this point. So we are, but once we get a new one, if we shouldn't have it serviced every year, just, you think it would, or you only service something when it's having a problem?
I can ask.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have someone from Clough coming out on September 22.
okay. Yeah.
Oh, for a new
So-
one?
No, well, I just wanted to know how much a new one would cost, but they didn't tell me that.
Right.
I have to have somebody come out.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
But
a
anyway,
good
that
beginning.
would be, I don't know, let's say it costs, $4,000 or $5,000. That would be nice to take that out of,
It's so horrible.
what?
The
Oh,
idea of,
but it would be,
never mind.
rather than actually having to put it, before the town
Oh,
meeting.
yes.
Yeah, because I can just see, I can see somebody standing up, and objecting to the air conditioner replacement for the library.
Well, before you became a trustee, I had actually arranged, I had 3 companies come in and give estimates on how much it would cost, and I presented that information to the trustees, and they voted down getting an air conditioner.
And
So when you became a trustee, I think Sandy wanted to get new carpet in there. And
actually, I was the one who said new carpeting because it was so ratty, right? And I had just come onto the board, and and I said, hey, the money is there, right? And then you were, and if we're getting new carpeting, how about an air
Well,
conditioner?
that was my thing. I was saying, well, carpeting is a cosmetic issue.
Yeah.
And the air conditioning, it's brutal in there without the air
Right,
conditioning.
right,
Just
as opposed to
absolutely
being
brutal.
downstairs, where it's still, even without an air conditioner, it's always pretty cool
Yes.
downstairs.
But
Right.
books and computers probably should be in air-conditioned
Even if the
environment.
people are.
Right,
Never mind the people,
Yes.
it's the
yeah.
goods. But I
So
did
thank
meet,
you for that.
what's her first name? Mrs. Starkey. I met her at Old Home Day. Her daughter brought her over,
Oh,
and she introduced herself. And she was just delightful and very proud of
Oh,
her
Sandy was
service.
always great.
Sandy, that's it, yeah. Very proud of her service, and I told her her name's on everything. So she did come over, and
oh, that's nice.
I don't think she took any books, though.
I wonder if
Her daughter
in
did.
Holland is still alive.
I don't know. We exchanged Christmas cards for 3 years.
Yeah.
And that sort of.
Because, I can't get her off. And probably it's gonna take, it'll take her death to get her off of the mainstay account. I mean, I have the authority to ask for money, for $1,000 a year, right? But it's still Ann Holland whose name is on the account, and they cannot remove it.
Why is that?
I don't know. I mean, I bring this up like usually every year, and they say, nope, you can't. So I think until she dies, we're going to have her name on the account, even though she does not live in the town. She hasn't lived in the town for like probably 15 years. But yet she still is, it's her name on the account. So,
Is there any way we could get in touch with her and ask her to take her name off? because that might be the only way to do it, although it's a very odd business model. I mean, it'd be like quitting a job and your name is always on the desk, no
Right.
matter who comes in and takes over.
Yeah.
Okay,
I have an idea for spending a little bit of money,
okay, good.
but I wasn't able to pursue it because I think you did the initial, and that's the, board, the, sign. What did you call it, sandwich sign? I feel as though the legs, the black legs are fine, but the white board needs to be
Yeah.
replaced. And it's time to get another set of letters and just go through and throw out all the ones that are I do admit, I really think the duct tape helps. The ones with the duct tape on the back are holding together even if they have 6 cracks. But, do we really wanna duct tape the back of every, it's
I
just,
think we could splurge.
yeah, and just
No?
get some new letters
Yeah.
and just the white board, but it needs to match the manufacturer that we got before. I don't know if you have that in a folder or,
How do you get a new board?
I think
I think-
you're looking at the little things that hold
the
that
letters.
hold the letters
Oh,
inside,
so you're
the
not actually getting
strips.
the board, you're
I-
just holding, you're
It's
just
part
getting
of-
the.
That white part, Marty, it's
Yeah.
plasticky with, it has a layer on the bottom to hold the letters in, and then it has
Yeah.
a layer on the top, so you bend them, and
Right.
that's when they crack.
Right.
But
They need
it's
better
time to go
letters.
through all of them and just get rid
Yeah,
of
I
them.
can, yeah, I can see getting new letters, but didn't you say there was something else?
Just the white board. The legs are fine.
The board itself, the
The
black
thing that
things
swings,
that the letters sort of slide under,
Yeah.
that's starting, those
Yeah.
pieces are starting. to
unless
come off.
we want, I looked at the meeting house one. Ours swings in the wind, so I have to put a rock or something so that it catches it so it doesn't swing. And because it swings, it tips over sometimes. So I guess you're supposed to put a rock on either side of the whiteboard. Now, the old home, the meeting house, is A-shaped on the side, and it hugs the black legs. So theirs doesn't, somehow it go, oh, but maybe theirs is only one-sided, I didn't happen to notice that. But theirs hugs the black legs so that it doesn't swing.
But it tips over, because I've righted it several times,
Oh, the old meeting house?
yeah.
Oh, all right, so they're having the same problem. So we just need to replace the whiteboard and live with the swinging. I have certain rocks hidden out there underneath
Yeah.
the steps that I put, at least there's one, unless, I think my hiding place was where they put the garden. I wonder if they found.
I think there are plenty of rocks in New Hampshire.
Okay,
We
yeah,
can find a couple.
yeah,
We might have to
Wait,
pay a lot of money
We could
for
always
them,
get
but-
some from Maine, right?
That's true,
Yeah.
that's true, we get them shipped in.
So the whiteboard, and I don't know exactly what that's for, do you have to get new legs? The legs are absolutely fine. The black legs are fine. What we just need is the whiteboard and some new letters.
Okay, well, let me research it. Now, I save all my emails from the library, so I think that if I go back 4 or 5 years ago, maybe I can find
Yeah.
who did it. Because we have ordered letters from them since then,
Yes,
so
we
I
do
will.
have 2 sets of letters, but I bet we can get rid of one whole set.
Well, it would be nice if they had flexible letters as opposed to ones that crack.
I
know,
know, or
they-
outside letters. I think it's because they're out in the cold in the winter, and the plastic just cracks.
And I
I think
think
the
that-
sun also degrades
Yeah.
them.
Mhm.
And I think they also want us to buy new letters off and on.
It's too bad, but, they last, they last pretty well.
Well, do you want me to look into looking at possibly replacing the sign?
I was trying to go the cheaper route if we didn't need to, but I think the black thing is fine, don't you, the frame,
As far
whatever.
as I know, yes.
Yeah, it's just, if we could just, if you can't,
Oh, just figure the
get
price
a
on
new
it,
one.
you know, because a
Yeah.
lot of times, when you get you try and replace, you know,
Oh,
year
yeah,
to year.
it's so
It adds up to-
costly
Yes.
that it's cheaper just to replace it, unfortunately.
Okay, I'll research the whole thing.
Okay.
Letters, front of the thing, new sign.
Okay.
One would like to think that things have changed in the past few years. Okay, one of the things that I was thinking about under programs is that we need to remember that if we are starting a garden club, then we'll want to have speakers come in, and we might have to pay some of them to come here. So, because I'm not sure, we had talked last time about restarting programs, but, you know, there again, it's
Well,
one of
we
the-
did talk about it last year, and I think we decided
to wait.
to the new year is what we
Right.
decided. Let the holidays happen.
Right.
So that timeline still fits. We could have our initial meeting in September and maybe tap the people who are there, who are willing to share. Even if everybody brought one idea of something that really works for them, well, we could go a
Well-
couple of months.
Don't we have to go through, I assume there will be, once again, a list of everything that you can get from the New Hampshire endowment.
The people coming? I haven't
Yeah.
gotten anything from them
Oh,
for a
so
while.
maybe
The
they-
humanities.
Yeah, the humanities, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I will check with them.
For the garden club?
Oh, for anything.
Yeah,
I think with the garden club, we can start out probably, with the, cooperative extension people.
Oh, yeah.
or we can go back to Jim, right?
That's right.
If he's doing well.
Yeah, because
Oh.
somebody did say seed starting was something that they were interested in. So.
Yeah, right, we did that, remember when we did that in January?
I think he was scheduled for February. And that's a perfect timing when is you would know better, when's the best time to start seeds in the summer?
Oh, I would say starting in January, because
January.
people should be starting a lot of their seeds at the
Okay.
beginning of
So
February.
Jim might be good for January.
Yeah.
And I
Remember,
think,
he was free.
and I think if we keep it to kind of smallish programs, where we're not bringing in like the Audubon Society with animals, then I think that would be manageable in here, unless we end up having a major pandemic issue, which one can only hope we won't. But let's see how we go. But that might be a question that we would be asked by the select board. You haven't done any programs in a year and a half.
Oh, isn't it
What are your
understandable?
plans?
Yeah,
Right, I would think that,
it's
right,
it's understandable that why we haven't.
No, I think they would understand that too, but I think their comment would be, what are your plans? How you're asking for X number of dollars, what are your plans?
Okay. Well, we're starting at the movies again, and we'll get the
Yeah.
garden club idea,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna look at programs for the new year.
Right,
So that's good.
okay, all right. Anybody have any other ideas that they had thought of about the budget?
I haven't priced it yet, but I was thinking of a membership in the New England Aquarium for
Okay.
next year.
Okay,
I think it's sort of pricey, but
probably, but still,
especially next year with the theme for the summer reading programs, oceans. So
okay.
it
That would
seems
be
like
nice.
it would be nice to fit
Yeah.
in. And I've had a couple of people ask if we have passes.
Okay.
I know in the past, I looked into it and it was expensive and they didn't pay the full entrance fee, but nobody seems to pay the full entrance fee anymore, so.
It's, some of it might be because it's not cost effective for them to be having us buy a membership.
Yes, right.
and then 10 people use it, as opposed to them going and paying full price to get in. What about, is Odeon, is that state?
I think so.
Okay.
Is that a state park?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that under the state park pass?
Okay.
Yeah, isn't that's,
Catherine would know.
yeah, that's the one on the seacoast.
Right, and they've got their programs that they have over there too. Because they've got the whole little aquarium where you can touch the
Yeah.
critters and things.
That might be covered with the state park pass.
Yeah.
But it might not be too. Oh, because there's some exceptions.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember, I wonder if I can look it up. Let me quick see if, the time I look it up, she'll be back.
She's back.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So we were wondering if the state park pass covers Odeon, the little aquarium at Odeon.
I don't think so, but.
There's
Want me to go check?
exceptions. No, there's exceptions.
Right, do you want me to go?
No,
You want me to look it up?
no, we can, but it would be good, to talk about what passes we wanna keep and if there are any that we don't wanna keep. And Catherine, can you come up with a price for the New England Aquarium?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, great, thank you. Okay, anybody else? Anything?
Well, we were talking about increasing Catherine's hours to help her with the workload. Is this time to talk about it at budget? Is this it, time? And I just made a note to myself, do we want to increase the hours or do we want to increase the pay? I don't know what Catherine's preference is, but if you increase the pay, that doesn't give her the extra time
Right.
that she needs.
It doesn't help.
You need time.
Right.
Okay. So do we talk about that now or later?
Sure. Is that something that you'd be interested in, Catherine?
Yes.
Okay, having more hours?
Yes.
With the library open or not?
Not is better,
I would,
but I could do it either way.
I would say, we've had these hours for probably 30 years, right?
Not that long.
Really? Did you change the hours?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I increased them and I sort of rearranged a little bit.
So at least, well, as long as I've been on the,
Right.
right.
How long have you been here, Catherine?
Actually 30 years,
Okay.
so 28, I'm not sure.
Okay.
It's been a long time.
It was a few years before I changed the hours.
Well, think about it, what would work best
And
for you?
where would you put it? What day would you put it on? Would it be a new day? Or would it be added on to a day we already have but closed in the morning so that you could,
Come in early.
yeah. You already have one morning like that, right?
I have Sundays from 9 to 12.
Okay. So another day, something like that?
Right.
So like, instead of on Monday, right,
One to
we're open
four.
from 1 to 8, right, you might be working in the morning,
Right.
and that would be closed,
Right.
right?
That would make for a really long day though. That's already a 7-hour day.
Well, I had a time a while ago where I actually was coming in at 11 on Mondays. So, especially when I'm getting paid for it, I go back to it.
Okay. Possibly Mondays, nothing written in stone.
Or I could stay an hour late on Sundays. I mean, I could,
Or
I
it
could
could
sort
be-
of mix and match.
I was gonna say, it could be
Like-
flexible.
Like how many more hours would you use? Like, does it make a difference? Is like 2 hours a week make much of a difference? Or do you need more like 4 hours? Whatever.
Any amount would help.
Okay.
I could see 3 hours being a nice amount. but-
Okay. All right.
Think about it, and we'll talk about it at the next meeting.
Okay.
It's kind of unfair to put you on the spot.
We're really not, we're not discussing next year's budget until October, right?
I'd like to get it kind of all set by the beginning of October, and we don't meet next time until September 22nd. So we're getting into budget season. I know.
Okay,
Because the next time would be at the end of October.
right.
And what if they call, it's better to have it done early. We don't know when they're gonna call, it's all new people. Are they gonna stick to the same timeline?
Well, it's not, Wendy's back.
Okay.
But we still have to present to the select board.
Right.
Okay, anything else about budget? Okay, new business, Catherine?
I already talked about the air conditioner,
Yeah.
which I mentioned, someone's coming on September 22, so that's great. I can tell you about it that evening at
Oh,
Trustee.
Yes, that's right.
This is just for your information. They were having a leak downstairs. It was coming from up here. And it turned out to be somebody had left a big bag of de-icing salt in
Oh, that was what it was.
the closet. And it sort of, I don't know what you'd say, melted and actually dripped down into the floor below here. So not that any of us would ever do this, but just,
Don't do it again.
yeah,
I'm wondering if maybe it was Michael.
I don't think so. I mean, somebody purchased a bag of salt and brought it in, and I don't
Was it-
think Michael would be
And
purchasing.
where was it left?
In the
On
closet?
bottom shelf of that metal bookcase in the closet,
But since it's,
the closet we use in
You mean
the
on
library.
the other side?
near the computers?
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
and so it all sort of leaked and melted onto the floor and then down below.
Was it a really old bag?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he's so nice. He actually, when he figured out where the leak was coming from, he like cleaned the whole thing
Oh,
up, which
gee.
was
Oh.
really
Oh,
really
nice.
on the Call
Wow.
of Duty for
Wow.
him. But
So was it leaking into what's the selectmen's area?
the closet is in the,
The meeting room,
Corner,
probably, the
so-
little meeting room,
I would have thought the,
town office,
whatever that first office is,
the town office.
Well,
but I don't know.
But right next to the town office is that little meeting room.
I would have thought it would be the clerks.
The
Yeah.
town clerk?
Yeah.
Well, the closet is at the far corner of the building. So
And they're more over that way.
wouldn't the far corner
Oh,
of the
yeah,
building
they stick out
downstairs
from
be
us, don't they?
one of
Downs.
the,
No, I guess they
the
don't.
select board office?
Yeah, I would think so.
The first office that people come into?
We can ask Dana.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Whatever, right.
Not a place to
Okay.
store salt.
Right.
No, we should.
Does Michael do anything with the shoveling or?
No, he
anything?
absolutely doesn't. And I cannot see him with his money issues, spending his own money to
No.
buy salt and bring it. It has nothing to do with Michael. I don't know who did it, but whatever. None of us want to do it.
Right.
Okay, so does everybody agree I should send Dana a thank you for his efforts?
Sure.
I thanked him,
Yeah.
but.
Okay, I'll just say, it's nice to,
Yeah.
I'll send him a thank you.
So, other than reminding you that I'm going on vacation next week, that was it for me.
Okay. Marty?
The only thing that I was thinking of was, has Dana or whoever, who's going to replace the dented
Oh.
relay?
I saw Dana today, and he told me that whoever is supposed to fix it has said he will fix it. And Dana's hoping that that actually happens before Dana retires, you guys. Age, I forgot how Dana phrased it.
He's retiring?
No, I'm
no.
joking.
It's just things move
So-
slowly sometimes.
Oh, okay.
So he's not hoping that'll happen before, before the town hits a 30-degree below temperature, right? Because that's also probably not gonna happen, right? I mean, is there any possibility of being replaced?
There is a person who is supposed to be coming to
Oh, okay.
fix it, or
Okay.
attempt to fix it.
Okay,
Good luck.
yeah,
We just don't have a timeline or a date.
Right.
okay. I think that's all I
Okay. Leslie?
I wanted to bring up the baby beds to find out if we wanted to continue those. I went through when I was here on Wednesday, supplies, and I do believe I have enough supplies except maybe the books. I have the books for the sibling, an older sibling that Nancy gave me. I have a collection of those. I think I have 4 white envelopes, what I feel like are the Walmart gift cards, but I licked them, I sealed them. So unless I'm willing to open more, I'm pretty sure that's the gift card. So I have 4 more of those. Do we do 4 more and call it quits, or do we, and I have peach colored hats, so I do need, I guess, is peach neutral? They're a little bit on the pink side, so I need some,
Like green ones?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Do we wanna continue those, or do we wanna, just do the 4 more that we have and see, have you order 4 more books for the babies? What's everybody's?
I
feeling?
realize that there can be no interest in something at one point, and some years later there can be an interest, but there was no interest. I gave all of the bags except one. I gave to people who were already users of the library.
That's fine.
Well, I think the purpose of the bags, I don't care, but I think the purpose of the bags was to entice new people in. That was the stated purpose, and it did not. There was one stranger who came in, got her bag, and I never saw her.
Well, that's okay. She came in, nobody, everybody was kind and she got her bag.
And then she left.
And then she
never
left.
saw her again. So if the purpose of these bags was to get
New customers.
users to the library, they didn't work at the time. That doesn't mean they won't work in the future, but they did not at the time.
Well, I think it's just a nice gesture to anybody that has a baby to know that little children are welcome in the library. So even if it is a current patron, I still think it's a nice
Okay,
idea.
well, so then that's changing the purpose of
That's
these.
okay.
Or do you want me to get, you have enough for 4 more bags?
I have enough of supplies of everything, I think, except for the peach. I think I have 2 peach hats left.
Okay.
So I need like the green
Okay.
or blue to, then maybe I could put in a peach and a blue,
So I could buy 4 more books, or if we're,
I think
if
4
we're
bags
expanding the
might, I don't wanna
purpose.
take, you have very limited space in the closet, so I think if I made up 4 more bags, it's gonna last a long time. So let's just start with the 4 and reassess,
Okay.
after the 4. So let's ask for 4 more new books.
Okay.
So that I can get those made up, because there's, 1 bag left right now.
Okay.
And, my other thing was, I guess that's it for me.
Okay. And the only things that I had is, I'd already kind of mentioned it, finalizing the budget next month, as final as we can make it. And Catherine will do a 6-month check on how your projects are going for 2022.
Okay.
And so the next meeting is September 22nd at 4 p.m. Unless somebody has a conflict. disappears. We wanted to give you a little something, oops, Catherine, for everything you did during the pandemic. So there's a little something for you
A
from
little
us.
thank you from us.
Well, thank you so much. No, you really didn't need to do this. I felt so much better once I was able to come back to work.
Well,
I was very stressed when we were closed, and so it was actually a favor to me to
well,
be able to reopen.
but still, you did, even when we were closed, you did a lot of work here in the library. You and Jim. So this is almost kind of like from both of you, so you can open it.
Okay, well, thank you.
Just
It's a very nice card. Oh, thank you so much. Someday we'll be able to go out.
That's right. Well, they do have outside seating at some of them.
We had just started going back to restaurants. Yeah.
I haven't been back. We do take out once in a while, but I haven't been back to a restaurant. John's gone out to breakfast with Sky once. Is your family still here, Marty?
No, they were only here for, they came on Thursday night and they left Sunday morning. That's why, I pointed out to Nancy that, you should get your stuff, your toys.
Yeah.
But,
No, I figured if you
what
went on a
Clem
hike.
had, there was plenty for her.
Oh, I know. No, I didn't mean to, like if you needed a backpack for hiking or a wagon for walks, or, we just have everything. We have a tricycle that you push with a bar, a handle.